If you go to the gym, at some point you may have asked,
why does this exercise suck so much?
well, there's actually a couple reasons for this. Let's take a look at the regular split squat. To understand the benefits of this exercise, let's take a look at a normal split squat. A very simple exercise. The knee bends forward, the back leg comes down to a 90-degree angle. The same with the other leg. This is a solid, reliable exercise with good progression potential. And the split position of this squat provides plenty of extra benefits. However, there is one thing that is holding this exercise back. Notice how when you reach the bottom of the exercise, your front and back legs both reach a bend of about 90 degrees. For some context, many studies have observed that muscles are more susceptible to growth when they're in their lengthened or stretched position. The issue with this exercise is that once your knee hits the floor, you can't feasibly bend your front knee further to take advantage of the hypertrophic stretch. If you try to lean farther forward without adjusting your back leg, your center of gravity is now forward, and you will just fall. Of course, you can move your leg farther back, stay more upright to maintain an even balance, but this is even more awkward, especially when you're already holding dumbbells. Okay, I have an idea. What if we elevate the back leg? Same exercise, but the elevation of the back leg allows for a deeper bend in the front leg. Since the back leg is more elevated, your front leg will no longer hit the floor when in the deepest position, allowing more stretch. So, if this exercise supposedly makes the stretch position of the exercise easier, then why does it still suck? While this exercise is great and a simple upgrade to the regular split squat, one fault that it has is that it's incredibly confusing to set up. You are actively entering an unnatural position while holding likely heavy dumbbells in your hands, probably worrying about your grip strength running out as well. Use lifting straps. Thankfully, I wasn't making this video to complain. The solution to these problems may even make the exercise enjoyable, and you might even want to include them. I've heard a lot of people talking about how they lose their balance when trying to do this exercise, and that's valid. But thankfully, there is a good way to set this up to hopefully not lose your balance as much. When setting up this exercise, take a minute to put down your dumbbells. You must figure out how much distance you want your foot to be from the bench. It should be far enough that you aren't falling forward, while also being close enough that your hip flexibility isn't a limiting factor. First, start by standing in front of your bench, or wherever you want to do this exercise. Then, take one normal step forward, and stay there. This should feel natural. Then, put your back leg up on the bench. Get used to this without any weight, so you can understand how you balance. Then, when you start a rep, don't remain directly upright, but also don't lean all of your weight on your front leg. A good ratio of weight distribution, from my experience, is about 70 to 30, where you have a slight lean while maintaining a good, strong posture. I've seen that my instinct makes me want to stay completely upright, but due to the split stance, most of the weight ends up on my back leg. A slight lean forward will make it so that you are now even. If you try this without weight and you still don't understand, this alteration on screen you can use to understand the weight distribution a bit better. Just now know, there is a limited progression with this exercise variant, as single dumbbells will only get so heavy. So, should you do this exercise? Is mass media trying to convince you that hard is always better? Well, maybe. The truth is that one exercise shouldn't always make your entire routine. No matter what some people want you to think, there is no miracle exercise. This exercise is an example of an exercise that can be better, but can also be done worse. The really important thing is that if you have this in your routine and it's stopping you from hitting leg day, get it out of your routine. If you don't mind it, probably a good idea to include it. This exercise doesn't have to be miserable. Didn't say it can't be either though.